Okay. Would you like to say your name?
My name's Steve Melendez.
And currently, what profession do you do right now?
I am a acoustical wall covering contractor. I stretch fabric over acoustical products, mostly in the entertainment industry.
Okay. Can you name some of your clients or your past clients?
I've worked at the Staples Arena, the Getty Museum above the 405, and in Malibu, and many residential homes, but mostly today at Fox Studios and Sony Picture Studios. I have been across the country building studios, but mostly in Los Angeles.
Okay, how many years have you been in your profession?
I've been doing my craft for 35 years. I've been a licensed contractor for 33 years.
Okay, how'd you get started in this business?
My father taught me the fundamental use of fabric. He mostly taught me how to be a fabric installer that does very exquisite types of installations. Later in my career, I would do more basic installation for the entertainment industry to provide a studio environment in a room.
So do you want to talk about how you got involved in track?
Yeah, I feel that track is the culmination of a 40-year dream. I left high school track for all the right reasons, because of basically abuse at the high school that I went to in Sherman Oaks, California. Both emotional, and there was some sexual abuse going on in the 60s. And I turned away from track because I didn't want to run for the coaches that were there at that point. But I always dreamt of going back. After suffering a stroke and finding out I have the disease hepatitis C, in an effort to train my body to prepare myself for the medical program for the hepatitis C, I began to do a lot of push-ups and sit-ups until I had changed my body completely. And after finding out that I didn't have to take the medical program for the hepatitis C because I was in such great shape, I entered the world of track and field and brought to culmination the dreams of 40 years. I found my first meet, found my first coach who made me fast. His name was James Harvey. I really loved this sport on the limited basis of Southern California. Then I got a card in the mail. I had qualified for the National Senior Olympic Games at Stanford University in Palo Alto.
And what year was this?
It was 2009.
Okay.
I had run 13.3 in the 100 meters, and I had just broken into the 27-second area, running 27.96 at 200 meters. And so I entered, and I went there as part of a track club known as the Southern California Striders. And I entered the 100 and 200 meters, and I got 11th in the 100 meters. I thought that was pretty darn good. When I came to the 200 meters, I qualified 6th out of the semifinals. There were 46 men. There were 5 preliminary races, 2 semifinals, and a final. And I had made the final. And that day I was 6th best at 27.66. And that's where I finished in the final, 6th, at a little slower time. And when I stood on the podium, and they had all 8 of us up there, and they gave us the medals to the medal winners and ribbons to the ribbon winners, I realized that to my left and right were the best in the nation. This was exactly 12 years to the day that I suffered the stroke that would limit my ability to walk for a period of time. I was unbelievably happy. I had not only come to a high point in this dream of going back into the world of track and field, but I had done it on the anniversary of that stroke. And I was as happy as I could be. It would be 3 months later that the hepatitis C, the liver virus that was inside my liver, would take me.
Can we, I guess let's talk about the hepatitis C. Can you explain what hepatitis C is?
Hepatitis C is an outside virus. It's transmitted by blood contact. It was first seen in the 40s and 50s, and it was called liver cancer because the final stage of the deterioration in the liver due to the existence of the hepatitis C in the blood system is full-blown liver cancer. And by 1992, HIV had already been noticed as an outside agent transmitted by blood and sexual exchanges. They found that hepatitis C wasn't transmitted by sexual exchanges, but by blood. And they named it hepatitis C in 1992, so they could test in the blood transfusion, blood banks across America, because heroin addicts who were suffering from this disease would sell their blood to make money. So blood transfusions had to be controlled. And today, hepatitis C kills more people than HIV here in America. It inflicts more people, almost 5 million here in America. And the symptoms are very difficult.
Can you explain some of the symptoms that, at least what you've experienced?
When the hepatitis C virus incubates to an infectious state, it will slowly harden the outside wall of the liver. The tissue gets like paper. At the end of fibrosis, as it's called, the hardening of the liver wall begins to tear, and there are holes now in the liver. The improper food products that have gone to the liver through the stomach and the bloodstream now go out through those holes in the liver wall. In my case, I'm not sure about other victims of the disease. I get a tingling or burning sensation in my back right at the level of the liver on the right side. And this is basically the symptom that tells me I'm not in good shape. And this is not the only symptom I've suffered, but that's the one that has lingered with me the longest.
So what do you do, or what have you done in the past to try to either keep this the hepatitis C at bay, or to try to maybe eliminate it altogether if possible?
Well, in 2009, when the disease first hit me, and the symptoms were a deep stomach pain, extreme fatigue, loss of weight, inability to micturate, control urination properly, I sought advice from another hepatitis C victim who was a friend, and he told me to eat a green diet and to take certain supplements, milk thistle and alpha lipoic acid. And I changed my diet. I had already dropped red meat. I then dropped pork. He told me not to eat potatoes or bread or eggs or strawberries, and he said you have to get an alkaline diet going, not an acidic diet. And I tried to adhere to that. And you can't drink alcohol. So I tried to adhere to it. By late 2011, I had found that the inhaling of aerosol glues and paints would also work in a very detrimental way the condition of the liver. For instance, I inhaled some paint fumes during a job in my construction company and ended up sick, very sick again. At that point, I had another biopsy taken, and after fibrosis comes cirrhosis, and the doctor said I was entering the stage of cirrhosis. Then I found chlorophyll. Another track athlete that I was training with suggested that I take chlorophyll to green in plants. So I took a product called spirulina, and I went to GNC and found triple chlorophyll capsules, and I started taking a large quantity of that in addition to my milk thistle alpha lipoic acid, and this has all but eradicated the symptoms of the disease. I believe I will always have the disease, but at this point I can honestly say I will never suffer from the disease again.
Do you look at it as a curse, or do you look at it as a blessing? Or neither?
I believe that the information that I have found through my own experiences is a blessing. I think that finding the product chlorophyll has really shown me that supplements, and especially chlorophyll, can change a lot of things in America. I can tell you by my own experiences that it can eradicate hepatitis C, or keep it under control. And I have tried to pass that on to diabetes patients, sufferers of diabetes and high cholesterol, and I'm seeing some success at that.